Welcome to week 6, Guess the Lines, 10 questions. We have the equinox of all equinoxes of sports. They are starting. Dunkin Dad is here, fresh off a Utah trip with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful skyline and postcards, watching BYU, West Virginia. Jake Riepma, how we doing? And I got to say, welcome to week 6 of Guess the Lines. And we have a sports equinox. How are you guys all doing, by the way?
Yeah, good and getting better, man. I'm still on the, I guess you'd call it the nature high combined with sports. I mean, Friday night in Provo was different in a good way, but just one of the strangest, exciting, and very ruckus crowds you'll ever be around at Lavelle Edwards Stadium there at BYU. But they don't drink, and it's just not that you have to drink at a college football game, but everybody is so nice. And then, okay, the game's going on. Let's scream and cheer for our team. And then in between timeouts, they're passing out ice cream. The president of the university and the mayor of Utah, or the governor of Utah, were literally passing out homemade ice cream to all the West Virginia fans. And I was, decked out in my West Virginia stuff. So obviously I'm like, yeah, I'll take some free ice cream. And then, oh, by the way, we're going to kick your ass on the field too. So it was just a crazy experience. But college football, the mountains, doesn't get any better.
That's cool. That I'm like shocked by that. Like I knew no one drinks there, but getting ice cream's kind of cool. Was it at least good? I gotta ask.
Yeah, it's from the BYU Creamery, and they probably, in the mountain, like you're driving to. So I stayed in Park City or near there, and it's about a 45-minute drive into Provo, where BYU's campus is, and you're passing like the dairy farms, and so. In my head, I'm just picturing the BYU Creamery has to be like, farm to table or whatever the fancy terminology is.
We'll go with that one at least.
Yeah, but no, if you're a college football fan, put Lavelle Edwards Stadium and BYU on the bucket list. Make the trip out there. Totally worth it.
Dunkin' Dad, I feel like you got questions for days.
I mean, we had a mini 9-for-9 hot dog beer combo, a loss at Citizens Bank, fans fighting each other in the parking lot. So, we get both sides of the coin.
I love it already. All right, 11 questions because I like you guys, and all three of us have our baseball teams in the playoffs. So number 11, I need a vibe check from Dunkin' Dad, Jake Riepma, and I'll give you my vibe check anyways, because playoff baseball is between the three of us, between the Cubs, Tigers, and the Philadelphia Phillies. Go.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, Dunkin' Dad, I'm a little bit nervous for you, man. Like, we need a wellness check on Dunkin' Dad. It's going to be okay.
It's not going to be okay. Stop your lineup. They go 0-for-9 before you get a give me mercy kind of hit. Just ridiculous out of those three guys who are your bread and butter. And they came up in situations where they had an opportunity to deliver. And I think looking back, Schwarber going down twice, Shohei taking a K, Turner just looking completely lost at the plate. He did make contact on one of them. Harper just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but you get a great outing from Sanchez, and then all the questions start coming to play about Rob Thompson and his use of the bullpen. Like, oh, we're bringing in Robertson. Like, was he the right dude in that spot? Obviously he wasn't, but there's always been this propensity late in these playoff runs where Thompson is he doesn't make the right call when he goes to the pen. And there's not a lot of confidence right now. I mean, somebody offered me tickets tonight for a game and it was like $700 for a pair. I was like, you're out of your mind. I was like, there's no way I'm paying $700 to go watch these guys play ball right now.
Wow. Jake, I feel like your series is tied. And I was watching that game more than the Sunday Night Football game. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, it's been a great series. And if I had to classify where I'm at mentally, which is always kind of a scary proposition, I'm a bit conflicted because if you would have told me 2 games in Seattle and the Tigers and Mariners would be tied after, tied going back to the Motor City at 1 game apiece, I would sign up for that, sure. But the way the game transpired Saturday night, winning in extra innings, then all of a sudden the Tigers have a 1-0 lead with Skubal on the mound. I am absolutely disappointed with the outcome of yesterday and going back to Detroit with a split. And Dunkin' Dad, I feel you on the questioning of the decisions. You've got the greatest pitcher in the history of the world. Okay, maybe a slight exaggeration, but trending that way. And Tarek Skubal under 100 pitches. And rather than send him out for the 8th against the vaunted Mariners top of the lineup. You go to the bullpen, and hindsight's always 20/20 on that. Yep. Kyle Finnegan's been really good for the Tigers, but he wasn't in this particular instance. You get back-to-back doubles, and the game is over. I mean, obviously the Tigers had a chance in the ninth, only down 1. But point being, I would have rather taken my chances with Skubal going in the 8th, even though it wasn't vintage Skubal. He gave up the 2 home runs to Jorge Polanco, but in the end, you're tied up at 1. It's a series going back to the Motor City. You got a chance to win 2 at Comerica Park, and I guess I would sign up for that. But I'm very conflicted.
I need help. Help. I got to face the Brewer fans, and I can't stand the Brewer fan as much as the Cardinal fan. I always say this about most Milwaukee sports fans. They don't give a fuck about their sports teams unless they're in the playoffs, especially the Packer fan, and especially now the Brewer fan. They act like that. I hate this Brewer team. I hate everything the Milwaukee Brewers stand for. I hate Christian Yelich. I hate their pitching staff. I hate their ugly faces. I hate Wisconsin sports fans with a passion right now. And I wish for misery. And I wish Colin Ray pitched game 1 on Saturday instead of Matt Boyd getting his tits lit up like it's Christmas Day anyways, after giving up like 7 runs in the first inning, bottom of the first, and when I was getting ready to leave for work. So I hate everything right now. I'm not wanting to kill anybody yet, but I hate the Milwaukee Brewer fans, and I hate Andrew Vaughn, and I hate White Sox fans right now. So that's me right now.
I feel like you need to go to Ugly Kid Joe circa 1990. I'm going to say like 2 or 3. I Hate Everything About You.
No, I need the Adam Sandler.
Everything about you.
Or I need the Adam
Sandler. You got a great guitar riff, man, right in the center.
For sure. Sure. All right, let's start the questions off. Number 10. Rank me your all-time head coaches and stop when you get to Sean Payton, by the way. Dunkin Dad, go.
Oh, top 10 coaches stop at Payton. I think he's just outside the top 10. I think you do the homage to the old boys, Hallis and Brown and Landry and Shula, Chuck Noll, Belichick, Andy Reid, Tomlin has got to be on that list. Parcells. Then I think you get into the Payton area. I just don't see like he's innovator. He's got the 1 Super Bowl, which I think he can hang his hat on with guys like Pete Carroll, Stuart Seifert's. But he like the sustainability. I think over the long period of time, I look, okay, he had some success in New Orleans, but I'm looking back at some of these other guys. I'm like, nah, he wasn't a dynasty. He wasn't a mainstay. That's where he's at. He's outside the top 10. He's not horrible.
No,
but he's outside the top 10.
Yeah, I'd go along those same lines. I mean, all time, he certainly isn't in the same breath of some of those coaching legends. Even active coaches, you'd have to kind of make a case for him. But as bad as it's been for our old friend at North Carolina, Chapel Bill, I do think in the midst of his lifetime career accomplishments, you have to put what he did in that conversation, even if you are of the thought that Tom Brady was responsible for all of it. But at the same time, the guy had 2 different dynasties that to this day, I don't know if we'll see that type of run over a longer period of time. So I'll throw in Bill Belichick as well. And then, I'm also a sucker for the best sound bites of all time. And so, Bill Parcells is going to be on. I know that's not what makes a great coach, and that's not the conversation we're going for, but rest in peace, Denny Green, one of the all-time greats. They are who we thought they are, and we let them off the hook. So I'll chime in with that as well. And then, I think, the all-time greats, Vince Lombardi and so on and so forth, and active coaches, it'll be interesting to see how Pete Carroll's time in Vegas. Wow.
They're all their Oakland Raiders still anyways. Don't worry.
Seriously, mark that one. My goodness. But it's one of those conversations that's never fully finalized, or the evolution just continues to go and go and go. And there's a couple of coaches out there right now that won more Super Bowl, and that kind of solidifies their resume. And obviously Andy Reid is won plenty of them, but he deserves a lot of that conversation as well.
All right, I made my list. I go Hallis, I go Walsh, Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Andy Reid. God, I can't read my handwriting sometimes. I have Tomlin at 7. I put him at 10. Is that respectable? Because I think he revitalized the franchise. He made a quarterback look good, even though they were not the main thing. They pretty much was the pillar of the NFC South of the 2000s when you look at it, and probably the best when you look at best coaching hires from mid 2000s. It's him and Tomlin when you look at it. So I throw them together, especially. So I think number 10 we can put it up. I just think he's done a lot, and when you look at it, he's had a crazy career being the quarterbacks coach, OC for the Eagles, OC for the Giants in the early 2000s under Fossil, going under Parcells with the Cowboys, and being the head coach. I think it's pretty impressive. So that's how I view it. All right, number 9. What is your biggest takeaway from the Lions win versus the Bengals for the first time since 1992? Jake, how about that? You guys beat the Bengals for the first time since 1992.
What an accomplishment, beating that offense with Jake Browning, who was probably the Lions' best player for 3 quarters.
Yes.
And the 3 interceptions that he threw. Maybe you could say Anzalone made a good play on his, but Kirby Joseph. And I will say the other interception where you've got Amik Robertson shutting the route down of Jamar Chase was really impressive, but at the same time, the ball was thrown inside and it just was an egregious miss. The Lions, I think the Lions had 50-3 in that game as far as what the final score could have been. And I'm certainly not expecting anybody to be dialed into a Lions Bengals game every single, or, all play, especially when there was some really good 4:00 window games between the Buccaneers and Seahawks. Obviously the Titans come back. So it was kind of the least interesting game on at that time, but it was 28-3 and the Lions just completely took the foot off the gas, had a couple martinis, and before you knew it, it was an 11-point game. And we're talking about this on the Locked On Lions post-game show. Like, everybody took their foot off the gas. Fans, I mean, you go up 28-3 in an NFL game entering the fourth quarter. It's just, there's no reason that the Bengals should have had any breath of life in that game. So leaves a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth, especially when, again, 50-3 was certainly in the cards for that game. But in the end, it's tough to win on the road in the National Football League. I'll throw a cliche in there, and I'd rather win ugly than lose cute. So the Lions are 4-1.
Dunkin Dad.
They're back. Yeah. Like Poltergeist, the other side, part 2. Not as good as the original, but still got the same screenplay. It's got the same script. Yeah, I was kind of a little taken back as to why they dialed it back, but I think they're averaging close to 30-some points now in the last couple games. They're just hanging up points everywhere on anybody. Maybe they're taking a little break for next week coming up, but yeah, look out, man. Looks like Detroit is, catching their stride. And when you're beating bad teams the way that they're beating bad teams, like, that's what you're supposed to do. And it's also good for confidence in play calling and people adjusting and getting into rhythms. And not that you want to have those like off-ranked games, but it's glad that they got these, on the board before they got to go play, somebody like Green Bay again or go to play Philly. It's nice.
I go by this. It helped out my fantasy football team because I have Sam Laporta and Jamar Chase, but no one cares about my fantasy football team. That was a good win. I'm just impressed at the Bengals, how they don't give a fuck about the starting quarterback, which is my next question. Who should the Cincinnati Bengals make a call to make their starting quarterback or trade? Or I'm going to say this. Go for the blast from the past. Who should help this team out if they were still in their prime?
Duncan Dad, you want to start? Because mine is a visual representation of who I think they should start.
Oh, okay. Well, you should start it then because I don't want to steal it.
Okay. All right. For our audience that's tuning in on audio platforms, I apologize, but here it is.
Yes.
I'm eating the W. Give me Jameis Winston only because of the entertainment value. And I hope nobody screenshots a photo of me as I'm eating the W here. That was really dangerous to set myself up for that. But hey, Jameis Winston and his pregame speeches, if you can't be good, you might as well be entertaining. And he is entertaining.
Yes. Carson Palmer from the dead, please. I'll take that, please. Anytime of the not from the dead, but I'll take Carson Palmer any time of the week, especially him, anyways. That's why. Give me Carson Palmer. All right, number 7. Who was the biggest upset from Week 5 slate? Dunkin Dad.
Oh, man, I want to say the Pats over the Bills, just because Arctic White at home, blah 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 blah. But just the the way that Arizona lost that game, I just like it's not an upset, but I'm just upset at how all of those catastrophic plays sort of just piggybacked on one another. Like you usually have one of those plays and it's like, all right, we tighten up a little bit, and it was, I don't know. I feel bad right now, but eh.
Jake Riepma, who you got?
I'll go and show some love to the Tennessee Titans. I mean, it's a team with zero hope for this season, but maybe it would be one of those games that you look back on and say, hey, we grew up a little bit here. And for the Arizona Cardinals, maybe not the level of play meeting their expectations on the field, but this is not a laughing stock of a franchise against another laughing stock of a franchise. Like the Titans had to make some plays. Did they get some help? Sure. But if you're the Tennessee Titans, you finally have something to rally around and believe in from that upset and that comeback. And, just to get into, I guess, to be that nerd in the semantics of the word upset for the Patriots over the Bills, I think, yes, it's certainly an underdog making a big statement and winning on the road. But I think that's kind of a sign of where the Patriots are at and where they're going to get back to that level of play. So I deem that kind of less as an upset, more of a glimpse into what could be coming down the line in the future into this New England Patriots team under Mike Vrabel versus the Titans pulling that come from behind really wild comeback over a Cardinals team that has a lot more questions than answers right now.
Give me the Carolina Panthers over the Miami Dolphins. How about that? That was the game I was watching for a little bit, but I also threw up the Broncos being the Eagles, by the way. So I will say Broncos over the Eagles and Panthers over the Miami Dolphins.
Was there a wellness check for McDaniel after that game?
I will say this: Kim Bocamper, Dolphins legend, member of the Killer Bees linebackers. I've never seen any Miami person grill a person in a while, but that was so nice to see Bocamper's grill Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa. I was hoping he was going to go up to the podium and pummel him. Honestly, that's what I was.
He seems like one of those guys that he's just going to one day walk in the office and be like, "I'm done," and then just go move to like the Maldives or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Good one.
Never hear from him again.
There we go. All right, number 6. Rank me your NFL color commentators and stop when you get to Mark Schlereth, by the way.
Oh, you said color commentators, right?
Yes.
Is it too soon to take Mark Sanchez off my list? All right, I'm glad you guys are laughing. And
everything is alleged at this point.
Right. What a wild
innocent until proven guilty.
Shout out to Brady Quinn.
Yeah, being the guy that steps in. And I'm sorry if that question was later on in the program and meant to be brought up at a different time. Chalk it up for another ill-advised comment by me. But I will say this: Greg Olsen is far and away the best and most talented, and he went about the process the right way. He was in 3-man boost calling group of 5 football when he was still playing for the Carolina Panthers. And he really took ownership of developing the skills to be a good broadcaster. And yes, this is a seamless segue into a knock on Tom Brady, who was just handed the number 1 broadcast slot because he was really good at football. Not so great at broadcasting, in my opinion. I love Aikman as well. So I think I would go Olsen and Aikman as a 1 and 1A. And as far as, I guess I could go on and on and on. It's easier to name all the ones that I do like. And I know I'm going to leave some off here. So let's do a little popcorn ping pong action. Dunkin Dad, who you got? And then I'll give me a second to think of a few.
Let's see. Ross Tucker. I like Ross Tucker.
Yeah.
I like Romo, even if the hate that he gets. I like the way that he sees the game. I just like Tony. I don't know, man. Call me crazy. Like sometimes I do enjoy the Dan Orlovsky. I'm a big Dan fan.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I'm certainly not. Yeah.
I don't support many Connecticut natives, and that's the one I will not support, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll take him over Lewis Riddick. How about that?
Oh yeah, I can't stand Riddick. I do like I really like and I can't believe I didn't say this earlier, but if we're counting Herb Street as an NFL guy because he does the Thursday night football ones, he would be on that same list of the premier with Aikman and Olsen. And he's more of like Duncan Dad, I think you said it perfectly, seeing the game, because Herb Street with, hit 90% of what he does being in college football, you're not going to get necessarily maybe the player story backgrounds, but I still think he does a good job with that. But for somebody that can just break down a play in real time, it's exceptional. And I'll take a lot of slack for this one because I get he's a lot of fun to make fun of and more of a prop out there in the media than anything else, and kind of a character, if you will. But I love Chris Collinsworth. Here's a guy.
Yep.
Al. Greg.
All right. Olsen, Charles Davis, John Lynch when he was doing it, Steve Tasker, Troy Aikman, Herb Street, Mark Schlereth. How about that?
That's good. Tasker's a good one. He's a Northwestern guy. I got a chance to meet him and shadow him.
There we go.
For a Bills
preseason Hall of Famer. Let's go.
Yes.
There we go. All right. Number 5. This is a visual aid. All right. Thoughts on Jerry Jones flipping the middle fingers of the Jets fans yesterday, and on follow-up, who had a better middle finger moment between these two owners, Bud Adams and Jerry Jones? I'm going to show you Jerry Jones first off right now. There you go. There's Jerry. There's Jerry Jones. Now here's Bud Adams, by the way. Who had a better middle finger moment? I got to give it to you. Who you got?
Ooh, this is tough because the form with Bud Adams is just impeccable. I think and we were talking about this morning on 105.3 The Fan, just the fun, lighthearted nature Jerry Jones did it in deserves some points in the overall grading of this, because it's so funny. We do this. I'm guilty of it too. We want, your GMs, your owners, the face of the franchise to be so buttoned up and everything. But then we talk out of both sides of our mouths, because then we say, well, why aren't they more relatable? Why aren't they like us? This is one of the most relatable things of all time. And it wasn't done with some, ill will or in any type of problematic way by any means. It was all in good fun. So I think Jerry Jones showed a little side of his personality that's fun, and I love it. We'll see if he gets fined, but or what the punishment is. But I got to give the nod to Jerry Jones.
Duncan Dad.
Yeah, man. I guess I'll go the other way. I like the Bud Adams, 6-shooter, double 6-shooter out there, throwing them around. You get a fine for that. Just pointing them up nowadays, man.
I got to give it to Jerry Jones, but forever it's Bud Adams, because if Jerry Jones did that to the Eagle fan or the Giant fan, more props. To the Jet fan, low blow humor. Titan fan, a little better though.
Best is still the kid with Eli Manning, right? That's gotta be the best. Yeah, be the best.
All right, number 4. What team looks the worst without their starting quarterback? This is probably an obvious one. Ravens, right?
Oh, yeah. For me, unbelievably, the Ravens. I mean, you could talk Cincinnati, you could talk Minnesota, you could talk San Francisco for a second, but Baltimore, they are without a captain. It is a rudderless ship, as we'd like to say. They have there's no soul, there's no heart, there's nothing. Sorry, Cooper Rush, but
I want winners.
It was bad. It was bad.
Jake.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, even though I watched the Bengals. Browning, at least for 3 possessions in the fourth quarter, out of nowhere, was just chucking it deep to Jamar Chase and dotting one in the back corner of the end zone. So at least you have that to go off of for the Bengals. But I'm not going to, or I guess what I would say is just reiterate and ditto to everything Duncan Dad said about that egregious Ravens performance.
Definitely. All right, give me your all-time moment between the Eagles and Giants rivalry. This is my favorite rivalry in the National Football League. Jake Riepma, you are an outsider. What's your thoughts on Eagles Giants? Give me your moment first.
Well, it's funny. I think healthy hate is so good for the sport, and that's what this is. So, I don't think you can go wrong with any of the NFL rivalry that has the healthy hatred for one another. And I think as a kid growing up, kind of being an outsider on it, you didn't really know the root of everything. You just kind of knew that both these teams hated each other so much.
Yes. Dunkin Dad, give me a moment.
Oh man, there's so many. The big ones pop right to the head, but for me, because I remember sitting there sending out a rookie kicker and Elliott's lining up and you're like, damn, he's going to try to kick a 61-yard field goal.
Wow.
And he stands back and he nails that thing. And at that moment, everybody who was around, we kind of looked at each other and we're like, this season could be really stinking special. It had one of those like wave changing sort of things like, we're not out of games. We could hold on to something. And then, they carry on and then Wentz gets hurt and Foles comes in and the rest is history. But like, I think it was like week 4, 5.
Week 4, I was at that game, by the way. It's a fun fact.
That was supercharged.
Give me Brian Westbrook punt return 2003 versus Giants at the Meadowlands, by the way. That's probably my favorite. I've never seen so many sad New York Giant fans in my life when I was going back to in the 5th grade anyways. Shout out to all my Eagle fans I know during that day. That was a fun day anyways. No flags on the field, by the way, as I like to quote Merrill Reese. Number 2, we have Monday Night Football, by the way. Chiefs Jaguars Monday Night Football. Did we overhype Trevor Lawrence when he came out of the draft? 2 questions this week.
Unfortunately, yes. Unequivocally, yes, unless something miraculous happens. But I understand why we all did. All we had to go off of was the tape and the size and combine numbers and everything. I mean, he checked every single box. So it's just a matter of it didn't translate. I don't want to make excuses for him, but I do think it was a tumultuous beginning of his career with the Urban Meyer experiment and things that were, kind of out of his favor. But maybe Liam Cohn and Duval, the doctor ordered, and this could, because what is this? It's got to be year 5,
something like that,
6, 4 or 5. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, maybe.
Dunkin Dad, Trevor Lawrence question.
Yeah, I don't think he was overhyped. I think he was undercoached. I think the Meyer experiment was a cluster. He finally has some decent parts on offense, and I think just the fact that you have a offense coordinator that's a head coach now that is a little more apt to, open the offense up. No shade on Doug Peterson, but, Cohen's got to make a name for himself. He's got the prototypical guy to do it. I think Lawrence drank a little bit of his own Kool-Aid to kind of back up what Jake was saying. Like, yeah, you were hyped up because you were in the spot. Yes, you check these boxes, but at the same time, kind of like know where you're at as well. You haven't done anything yet here.
Yes, overhyped. That draft class, also COVID year too. Also, didn't know what to trust anyways. All right, number 1, what's your Tuesday morning sports headline grab for the back page sports section for Chiefs Jaguars? Dunkin Dad, I know you're creative, by the way.
The Jaguars run all over the Chiefs, and is the dynasty dead?
Jake Riepma.
Ooh, on the spot. I feel like this is a page out of one of my all-time favorite shows, the Dan Patrick Show, of tomorrow's headlines today. I want something creative here where it encapsulates the Jags winning and the Chiefs losing and some kind of panic meter, because I think it's time for the Chiefs to panic. So let me use my brain.
Trevor teases Taylor.
Ooh.
Paradise. Don't
Jaguars.
come at me, Swifties. Do not come at me, Swifties.
Definitely clipping this now.
Yes. Yeah, something that we could throw Taylor Swift in there as well.
The Jaguars prawl all over the Swifties.
I love that.
That's your Monday Night Football 2 questions for 10 questions. There we go. Monday Night Football, Jaguars, Chiefs. Hope you guys enjoyed that game, at least in Duval County, by the way. I'll say that. All right. Who's back of the week? Let's go quick on these, then we get to guess the lines and stuff. Can I say blown leads and special teams?
Yeah. We had a little special teams talk last week with everything, but it just keeps coming back.
Special teams and blown leads. Dunkin' Dad, who you got?
Specifically, I took the Houston Texans and their defense. They are back. I mean, they took advantage of those opportunities Cooper Rush gave them. They haven't done that all year, and now, hey, you got to take when you get them.
Jake Riepma, who you got?
Football guys and football guy Mike Vrabel Sunday night, greeting every single one of his players. Just good stuff there. I mean, Dan Campbell is my favorite football guy, and he didn't have any kind of big soundbite or anything, but the Lions keep doing what they do, and non-football guy moves. So anti-football guys are the opposite of being back, where you have Jordan Addison missing a walkthrough so he can go tour London himself. That's not a football guy move. You can't be having that. So, but he made a football guy move by overcoming the adversity and contributing at the end with the touchdown. So that was a very football guy move.
Also, letting the ball out at the 1 yard line. How about that? That is that is back too, by the way. So, all right, let's guess these lines. Week 6, man, this season has gone so quickly. I gotta say, I'm not trying to be Mike Frances over here, but this week has gone so quick. All right, Thursday Night Football, Eagles Giants, classic rivalry. Jake Riepma, you start. Guess the line for Eagles and Giants.
Is it in Philadelphia?
It's in New York, unfortunately, the worst turf of all times anyway, because those rats Jet fans don't want to pay for it.
Right. I'll go Eagles 6.5.
Dunkin' Dad.
Take the Eagles and a touchdown.
Didn't like my
with
hook.
The extra point. With the extra point.
Yeah.
Can I say Eagles by 5? I don't trust this Eagle team right now. Lo and behold, it's 7. 7-point road favorite. Wow.
All right. Like my hook either.
Nobody likes the hook, but Broncos Jets in London. Another early morning football game, which I'm going to be honest with you, I have overslept these last 3 games. Can I have the Broncos by, can I say 10?
Ooh.
Dunkin' Dad?
You can have it.
Yeah, I think that's a little overzealous.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you 10. I'll take Denver 5.5.
Jake.
I am not that. I obviously think Denver is going to be favored, but I'll go 3.5.
Survey says 7.5. By the way,
whoa,
Broncos. That's a lot. That's a lot of points for.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not. I know they beat Philadelphia, but I'm not that sold on them.
I did pick them. My pick was last week. The Broncos beat the Eagles, by the way. So Dunkin' Dad, I don't know if you have a D battery to throw at me, but you could throw one at me right now.
No, I saw that loss coming.
I think we all did. Anyway, all right, Yankees games blow. By the way, also heads up, double Monday Night Football game. So I may have to put an embargo out, by the way. We'll do that later. Patriots Saints in New Orleans, by the way, 1 p.m. Patriots big win. Both teams big wins, anyways.
This is one of those early snooze fest games where one team isn't terrible. In fact, they might even be okay, but they're coming off a big win. And there's going to be, I don't know, does the Superdome still get hype and have I just feel like that. Okay, so I'll give them credit there. No matter what time it is, the game, the crowd will at least bring the atmosphere. But this is going to be like one of those 16-13 games. So I'll say Patriots by 3.
Dunkin' Dad.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Let's go home. Let's go Pats 2.5.
I'm gonna say Saints 2.5. By the way, I have a weird feeling it's one of these games. Saints Patriots, if we could find it, 3.5. By the way,
nice.
Look at that. All right, 4:05. Titans and the Raiders. Pick them. Don't care.
Yeah.
Pick them. What do you got?
I got Tennessee minus 2.5.
Good God.
If you're in Miami, you're forced to watch this game on your local local Fox station, unfortunately.
Let's go Tennessee by a field goal.
The worst game of all time. Raiders 4.5-point favorite.
Whoa.
Raiders?
Raiders are 4.5-point favorite.
Did they watch the game against the Colts?
That's my question. What's up with these casinos these days, anyways?
They watched the game versus the Cardinals?
Did they watch any games? Let's be honest here. All right. I know Lamar Jackson is out. I'm bummed about this. LA Rams, Ravens, 1:00. I'm going to say Rams by a touchdown in Baltimore. Anyone could go in and win in Baltimore now, which is crazy to say.
Yeah. I think the Rams will be on a longer week because they played the Thursday night football. Great game, by the way, back and forth at the end. But I like the Rams in a bounce back situation, 8.5.
Dunkin Dad, who you got?
Give me the Rams 6.5.
7.5 Rams.
No, we split the difference.
We do split the difference. So we do not. We do make the showcase showdown though.
Yeah.
So I'll say that. All right, Mo games. I put Cowboys Panthers. It's just a hard slate, by the way, because there's not many good games, anyways.
No, there's really not.
Cowboys by 6.5. I'm gonna get the hook in. Jake.
Call me crazy, but I'm buying into this Cowboys team a little bit. I love what Shoddy's bringing in year number 1, and they'll figure some things out on defense, but offensively, don't look now, but Dak is low key been playing at an MVP level and has been able to overcome injuries to CD Lamb. The rushing attack's been really good with Javonte Williams, resurrection of his career. I mean, again, I'm in it every day, so it feels like I'm more susceptible to believing in and buying into the hype, but I like the Cowboys big here, 7.5.
Ooh. Oh, man. Fantasy Dak is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
No, fantasy Rico Dottle lasts over 200 yards, by the way.
Goodness gracious. I think the Cowboys will be favored. I don't think it'll be that much. I think people are starting to pay a little bit of attention to the Panthers. Like they've got, there's something there, not crazy, but there's something there. It's like that Kraft macaroni and cheese, that's left over in the fridge and you warm it back up. Yeah. Give me Dallas favored on the road by 4.
3.5, by the way.
Oh.
Cowboys. All right, Chargers, Dolphins. Herbert versus Tua. Trevor may want to go to this game if the tickets are very, very cheap, if Dolphin fans are selling their tickets. Chargers have lost 2 games in a row. Dolphins have lost versus the Carolina Panthers. Chargers going from West Coast to East Coast again in 3 weeks. Give me the Chargers at 1. How about that? I just think it's a 1-point game.
Go ahead, Dunkin Dad.
Yeah, no, I think the Chargers are significantly better than the Dolphins.
Yes.
I'm guessing. Gotta go West. Give me San Diego, LA, Oakland, whatever they are, by 4.
Jake, who you got?
Yeah, I was early on the Chargers train, and then they quickly reminded us why they're the Chargers. But
they are who we thought they were.
What type of Chargers are? Is this the Marty Schottenheimer type Chargers or the Norvell Turner type Chargers? At least?
Yeah, the uniform still looks sick though.
But they are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Chargers minus 3.5.
Ooh, we are very low on the spreads this week for Chargers and Dolphins. 4.5, by the way. We are very Duncan Dad, you were very the closest. You made the showcase showdown at least. All right, classic rivalry. Browns Steelers 1:00. By the way, give me the Steelers by 6. I don't trust Dylan Gabriel on his first true road start. By the way, Jake.
I think it'll be a little bit closer than that. I'll go Steelers 4.5.
Duncan Dad.
Give me Steelers 3.5, and it's always a tough game. These guys
in Pittsburgh too, by the way. 5.5, by the way.
Ooh, that's big. Well, Rodgers.
That is very.
I was
big.
thinking 5.5. Golly. I got to get off the schneid here because I've been close, but I haven't hit any.
All right, Cardinals Colts.
Pull the trigger.
I'll let you send it in, Jerome, for Cardinals Colts. How about that?
5.5.
For
Colts.
who?
Yeah, Colts. Sorry.
Yeah,
Dunkin' Dad.
I think the Colts have a nice solid 6.5 at home.
I'm gonna go full touchdown 7. Colts and Chargers 1:00 in Indy. 5.5, by the way. Colts, by the way. So Jake Riepma.
Nailed it.
Finally.
You come into our house, you should get your behind kicked.
Shout out to Lamar Thomas on that one. All right, Seahawks Jaguars. Your Sunday ticket watchable. This is the only. I'm gonna be honest with you. This was a tough week to fight a Sunday ticket watchable game. So
Yeah, wow.
Seahawks and the Jags. Who would have thought? Give me the Jaguars by 3.5, by the way, as they play Monday Night Football tonight.
Say we reserve the right to change our opinion after tonight.
Yes,
Correct.
check your local listings, as we like to say.
I think I'm more on the Seahawks. I'll go Seahawks. Basically a pick 'em though. I'll go Seahawks 0.5 point.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dad.
I'll take Seattle by 2.
Seahawks Jaguars. We could 1.5, by the way. So Duncan,
Splitting hairs.
we are splitting hairs today, anyways. All right, CBS doubleheader. Let's get this awful game out of the way first. Bengals Packers, by the way. I'm gonna say Packers by 10 at least. Am I crazy to say that?
No, not crazy, but it would be hilarious if the Packers just continue to stub their toes against inferior opponents. And at some point, we would have to say maybe they're not inferior opponents between a tie with the Cowboys and a loss to the Browns. So I think the books will have the Packers in this one big after a bye. 8.5.
8.5.
Oh man, let's see. Can we get crazy? Crazy? Let's go. Packers.
What's in the box?
Not 7. Packers at home by 11.
We have the biggest spread of the week, by the way. 14.5 for the Packers, by the way.
14.5?
Yes, 14.5. That is breaking news.
Every week, these lines, we get one that just keeps going up and up and up.
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
How much lumber? I wonder how much money is the casinos going to make when the Bengals cover this 14.5 is the real good question. Are they going to put another stadium swim in? That's a better thing. Am I right? Or another new pool or new chandelier. Let's be honest here. All right. Other 425 game. I'm actually intrigued by this game. 49ers Buccaneers, by the way. 2 of the best teams so far in the NFC anyways. Can I say Buccaneers by 3? I think it'll be a fun game at least. I think this is a better game. Okay, Dad, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I'll take the Bucks 4 at home.
Jake Riepma.
I'll take the Bucks, but not so fast, my friends. 1.5.
Ooh. Now you give me ideas what I need to grab for drops right now. Thank you. So Buccaneers 3. I guess I called 3. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. All right, Sunday Night Football. Jake, you're on primetime again. Lions and the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs will have revenge on their mind from the last time the Lions were at Arrowhead and ruined one of their Super Bowl parties with a Brian Branch pick 6 and a Lions victory. Obviously, I'm picking with my heart that the Lions will win, but again, depending on what happens in Monday Night Football, tough to put the Chiefs as underdogs at home. So I'll say Chiefs minus 1.5.
1.5. Dunkin' Dad.
Oh man, let me see. I'm gonna take. Man, yeah, the one I have is a good number. Let's go Chiefs 1 at home, but I think this is going to be the like the little Undertaker where they slam the coffin lid down,
Oh,
I think Detroit goes in there and they just eviscerate the Chiefs, and everybody's looking at each other like, when is the wedding coming? Because we need something else to look forward to.
Get her done.
I'm gonna say this. Give me Chiefs by 1 as well. I like that line as well because I couldn't think of it. Chiefs, Lions, 1.5. By the way,
Chiefs.
Nice.
All right, I got two correct.
Well, I count three. I count 3 for you, Jake. So
cool.
That's why. All right, Monday Night Football. I hate this already. We need to figure out an embargo. We need an embargo for this. By the way, we need an embargo for this, anyways. Bills Falcons 7:15 ESPN. By the way, give me the Bills by 3.
Bills, maybe the window's closing a little bit here. I kid. I'm just trying to get people upset.
I do that all the time with Miami fans already. So.
Yeah, big bounce back for the Bills, even though the Falcons are coming off a bye. I'll say Bills 6.5.
Dunkin Dad.
Bills on the road by 5.5, and it'd probably be a little more than that.
3.5.
Oh, come on.
For the Buffalo Bills. How many Bills fans are going to make the trip down to Atlanta is the better question.
Bills Mafia travels.
Bills Mafia does travel.
They always circle the wagons. All righty. Bears Redskins 8:15, a rematch from last year's week 6 or 7 it was anyways, with that crazy Hail Mary pass by Jaden Daniels, and he took off like a rocket ship. 8:15 ABC. I'm going to take Washington by a point.
I'll take the Commanders by 3 at home.
Yeah. I think this would be an emblematic statement of what a number 2 overall quarterback should look like in Jaden Daniels and not Mitch Trubisky. He was 2nd overall pick, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Out of Mentor, Ohio, by the way.
Yes, there we go. I just want to throw some shade at the Chicago Bears, so I'll say Washington 5.5.
It's bad enough I know what high school he went to anyways. He played high school football against my buddy anyways. All right, 3.5, by the way.
Oh.
For the Washington foosball team. So that is Guess the Lines.
Yeah.
Anything else we got? Jake, you want to talk about BYU at all? WVU, we good?
No, I told all college football fans or football fans in general, put it on your bucket list. It's exceptional. We got the Red River rivalry. It should be the Red River shootout because
we still call it the shootout on this show anyways.
Exactly. The Red River rivalry is way too hard to say. And Texas lost to Florida, so that takes some of the steam out of it. But hey, Oklahoma is still looking like a top team in the country. And a lot of Texas teams in college football undefeated. Texas A&M looks really good, as does Texas Tech. So there you go.
What's going on with Fan University? I thought you guys had the Texas Tech head coach on, by the way.
We did. We got to talk to Joey McGuire, and one of my questions, he started laughing and said, "That's a great question." So I can officially tab that on the old resume portfolio. But yeah, we'll have a lot of stuff around the Red River rivalry. A few invites pending that could hopefully say yes. We'll see.
Before I'm Duncan. I'm sorry. How much fun was it talking to Darren McFadden on Cowboys on Wednesday, by the way?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
He was. A lot of us, like, if we needed a college football team to shows, it was random 3. If Arkansas landed, we took it anyway. So
100%. I
told him on the video game.
Yeah, I had to ask him about playing, if he ever played with Arkansas as his team on Xbox. He wasn't a big gamer, but I let him know that he was one of the best players to play with on Xbox. But no, he was awesome. He spoke on some really kind of some deep, very deep issues in terms of his battle with alcoholism. And he's, I believe, 5 years sober now, but the sobriety, which was really inspiring stuff. And yeah, kind of neat to just chop it up with guys about their stories post-playing career. And it doesn't hurt that it's at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys club, which was overlooking the practice facility, and just a really cool ambiance.
Duncan Dad, I feel like you got questions about the Star in Frisco.
I know, man. It's like, yeah, it's all those late night stories, but no, people love that, right? The humanity they're able to bring now, especially in the podcast market, as opposed to the terrestrial radio. And terrestrial radio is great, but you can really get these guys one-on-one. And they do have a lot of stories to share, and I've always been one to look at and go after, that post-playing career. Like, what have you done after the fact? Because a lot of their stories get lost, in the shuffle. But so many really, really awesome guys out there. A lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of philanthropy, and yeah, it's cool, man. Because as sports fans, as kids, they were our video game guy. They were the guys. Oh, let's do it. We're gonna run this play. Yeah, this is and yeah, man, it's really cool being able to put in that position to, be that touchstone person now with these people. And kudos to them. Keep the fight up. Sobriety is a really big thing, no matter what it is. Any kind of addiction you're facing, please go to your Google, go to your Yahoo. There are help. There are programs out there, and someone will always love you and need you in their lives.
Definitely. Jake, are you on the Cowboy show this week? I gotta ask, so we'll promote you a little more since you do the fan university as well.
No, I'm not on this week. I'm not. I think my next one is the last week in October. There's so many hosts at the fan that it rotates with, and I gotta double check that. But I think the next one's October 29th. But yeah,
definitely. All right, Dunkin Dad, thank you as always. Jake, thank you as always. Hockey season starts, by the way, this week, and we have other sports. So, Jake, I know you'll be down in that AAC for the Stars and stuff.
That's right. A lot of high expectations for Glenn goalie in year number 1, Glenn Gulletson. So looking forward to that. And my season credential was approved, which was big news. I was a little worried. Go. I kept forgetting to check. Yeah. Yeah, lots of hockey talk.
Definitely, we'll have you on for that as well. Guys, we'll talk to you guys next week, and take care, be well, and look out for the regular episode. Another special episode later this week. Take care, be well.